there because I want to make sure all this recorded. But yeah, when people ask, some people don't even think about the people behind the scenes. They only worry about those on the on-air talent and oh my God, they look so good and oh man, you did a great job. And oh my God, did you see that music video? Or girl, I love your pictures. All she did was go and put on some clothes and some makeup. And who's to say that her makeup was on point? But but honestly, it is up. It's really some of that work that you see in music videos. Well, actually, a lot of the work that you see in music videos are because of the the videographer or director behind the scenes that makes that brings that concept to life for artists. Or you go to an event and you think, oh my God, that was a great event. Oh man, I could see everything, and it's because of again a person behind the camera or multiple cameras, and that got the right shots, and then in some cases you got to go back to the studio and put all that stuff together. It's like I said, especially if you have one person doing it. You have the two cameras, then they go back and they edit it and do this and they do that, and now what you see is like, oh my goodness, that's hot. Well, the young man that's in the studio with me right now is one of those people responsible for music videos, photography, um, videography, on location, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You and photography. I just found that out today. Mainly because I needed a photographer Saturday, but I didn't have one. But he is responsible for that. And so I want to properly introduce this young man who, like I said, I had an opportunity to meet at the Rock the Mic 4 talent showcase that took place at the Kenny Ferguson Entertainment Center or Entertainment Complex. I don't know if it's complex or center. Either way, it was a big deal. It was a great event. We had a great workshop and definitely had a great response from artists. But the young man behind the video work for that is live in the studio. His name is Mark Crowell, aka Vino Cleezy from Vino Cleezy Productions. What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm just here trying to, spread some love.
I hope you try to do something else. I'm trying to promote. I'm trying to find me some new clients. I'm trying to do some of everything.
So it starts with spreading the love.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, but it's okay. I'm one of them kind of people. It's okay to promote. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I'm with it. I'm with it. Vino Cleezy Productions, VinoCleezy.com, and I'm Vino Cleezy on YouTube, just to get the plugs out of the way.
Oh no, he gonna plug himself a few more times. I'm
Yeah,
gonna make sure of that.
definitely.
But I definitely appreciate you for joining me live in the studio, man, because and I say this, like I said, well, as a colleague, because we're all in this together, whether it's me behind the microphone or you behind the camera or the video camera or a photo camera, it's because of people like you that events are so memorable.
Right.
People really don't understand, like I said, what goes into making. Of course, what to make an event happen. Number one, but then
Right.
number two, to remember that event because you can go to an event like, oh man, that was a great event. What do you remember about it? I don't know. It was good. I had a good time. I had a good time.
But it's because of me that you can hit the rewind button,
Right.
go back, and view the event all over again.
Right, and it's
You
almost
know?
like watching a movie, and they say, how these people say how you watch movies and you miss something, then you
Yeah.
go back and watch it over again. Oh my goodness, she sound good, but her shoes was bad. She needs somebody need to help her on wardrobe. But that's again what's important about videography, and me personally, when I first started in this business, that's what I started doing was television and video production, weddings and all that kind of
Right.
stuff, and people do. I'll say this because I was just talking to a photographer this past Saturday about what he does, and here it is now we are in the age of selfies,
Yep.
Vines, Instagrams.
All the look at me
Right.
stuff.
You
Right.
know, and they think, oh my goodness, why do I need Vino Cleezy? Or why do I need, Mr. Yes? Or why do I need a professional to do it? And I can do it myself. Well,
Well, first of all, it's kind of difficult taking a picture
right.
of yourself with this little device
Mm-hmm.
that you gotta kind of manipulate just right
Right.
to make sure you get your face in the shot. You know.
Right. Or now you seen those long sticks they have
Yeah,
now?
yeah. I seen the
Yeah.
selfie sticks.
I'm like, is it that serious to take a picture?
Man.
I'm about to say I had a and God bless her, I love her so much. Matter of fact, that young lady on the wall, Lord Cowan, a great supporter of mine. I support her very much. But we was down there trying to take pictures at the event, and she's
Right.
like, "Well, let's take a selfie." I'm like, "A selfie?" And I'm sitting there again as a professional, doing video, music and radio now. I'm sitting there looking at glares and all kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Like, no, we got to move over here. We got to. Oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay.
No.
It's a glare in this picture.
Right. It's gonna make the picture look horrible.
Right.
You know.
Well, at least to us.
To a trained eye, it's like I see that imperfection.
Right.
And it's not like we're looking for it. It's just blatantly obvious because
Right.
the picture, the scene wasn't well lit.
Mm-hmm.
And not that you have to walk around with lights and everything, but there's usually some space
Mm-hmm.
where
The lighting is just
the
right.
lighting is just right, and if you turn just right, it only takes a few more seconds to get the good shot.
Right. Or even better, what I end up doing, let somebody else take the picture.
And that's the best thing.
Right. You save yourself, but like I said, I'm the same person, just like I am with a voicemail. I will take 10 pictures just to get that right one, and then I'll go and delete all these pictures.
And just have that one. That's the perfect shot. That's how I am.
Look, we got something in common.
I'm not letting anybody see those throwaways. Be like, let me see the screen. No, you can't see the screen. No.
Before I get to my look back, because we are here to talk about what you do, and of course we already started talking about it.
Right.
But I have to know because, mind you, you see what you're doing now. But what made you get into video production, video and photography?
I got started probably back in about 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And the church that my mom goes to, they used to have these events called Tom Thumb weddings. And for those who don't know what a Tom Thumb wedding is when the little people of the church, they get together and they enact or reenact what a actual wedding ceremony is.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to have coverage of that. And I just happened to have some cameras and some equipment. And, they asked me if I wanted to, help out and videotape the event. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. As long as your expectations aren't that high, I'll go ahead and take a stab at it. And, I started, I got into it, and it was a great event, and it just gave me a different perspective on, looking at life in a different way. Like, I can capture these moments,
Mm-hmm.
and then people can relive them by going back and looking at the video. So
Right.
that's how I started.
And I must say, I got a little known fact that most people don't even know about me. I actually officiated a Tom
Oh,
Thumb
did
wedding.
So that's a nice coincidence.
Yeah, I was like 15 years old,
really?
officiating me. I'm a preacher's kid,
Right.
I was going to Mount Carmel Baptist Church in Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, wow, that's where I went to school.
Really?
Yes.
Well, most of my life I was raised there. Did you go to college there
I went
or
to college, Norfolk State. Yeah.
Norfolk State,
Yes,
NSU?
It was in NSU.
What?
Behold the green and gold.
The Mighty Spartans?
The mighty Spartans.
What?
Yes, sir.
And God wasn't even better for you. I went to school right down the street from there. Booker T. Washington High School.
I'm familiar with it.
The Mighty Bookers.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Right down the street from each other.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Small world.
Yeah,
Small world.
sure did. Now, I never forget that. And I mean, it was an unfortunate situation attached to it because we had actually had a rehearsal for it, and as we were leaving the rehearsal, my stepmother had was flying. I mean, it was raining and everything. She ran into the back of a TRT
Oh
bus.
man.
Oh man, that was the worst situation. I did end up. I recovered. I mean, I still have back problems here and there, but no. I mean, it was for me as a little guy and what? I'm officiating a wedding,
Oh yeah.
and I got that. That was my first time getting to ride in a limo and everything. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We did the whole shebang, as they say, man. And I that's one of my fondest memories. But yeah, that's I mean honestly that's a great place to start at. Like I say in church, anybody they get a chance
But
to do anything.
and that's the thing. If you want to kind of exercise your creative talents,
Hmm.
church is an excellent place to get started.
Oh yeah.
They take any and everybody. You get in there and you can sing, play some drums, play guitar.
Right.
They have a place for you.
Right.
Especially video.
Yeah, and
They
they always looking for some of that.
they're always looking for somebody to videotape a service or
Hmm.
some special event that goes on at the church.
Right.
So that's a good way to get started if you want to do video or photos.
Right.
You'll find plenty of volunteers. You
Right.
know,
So after the Tom Thumb wedding, like you said,
hmm
just go figure who would have ever thought I was connect with somebody on
right,
that level and from
right,
Norfolk.
right.
But so after you did that, I mean, what did you do after that? What did you go to school for that as well?
I did not. I went to school for computers. My major was management computer information systems.
Hmm.
So I was computers from day one.
Right.
But it just so happens that that technology spills over into the video world and the photography
Right.
world because you
Right.
got to know how to use the computer to get the results that you want.
Right.
Um, so from the Tom Thumb weddings, I eventually transitioned into doing actual real grown up weddings.
Hmm.
People would come up to me and say, "Well, we saw the Tom Thumb wedding you did. Can you do a would you like to do our wedding?"
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, if you trust me enough to with your precious your precious day, yeah, I'll show up and I'll put in my best work and we'll work everything else out, price and
Right.
all
Right.
that.
Right.
So that's really how I got started doing. It wasn't Vino Cleezy Productions at that time. It was Easy on You Multimedia.
Okay.
Um, Vino Cleezy came about because I wanted to personalize it a little bit more.
Right.
I wanted
Right.
people to be able to identify with me, and that's why I got the logo and everything
Hmm.
that looks like me, and
Right. Right.
it's holding the camera because I wanted people to identify with the personalized service
Hmm.
that I was giving.
But why Vino Cleezy? Because it's must say your
So
name is Mark Crowell.
right, that's a big leap, right? Um, that came about. So me and one of my dudes, we got our nickname for Cleveland is the Cleezy.
Okay.
Um, just some little, not really anything street or hood, just
Just
you know,
it's like me. Don't please don't get me started on that because I'm the person in my family that gives the most unique nicknames,
right.
even for my animals.
Well,
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
so that's how. So the Cleezy, I just took the off of it,
Hmm.
and then Vino, because I was really kind of in a trying to be like a wine connoisseur at the time.
Okay.
I was traveling a lot, visiting a lot of different cities that had wine scenes or whatever. So
Right.
I was indulging. I'm like just slap those two together, Vino Cleezy.
Okay.
That's my name. That's my moniker. So that's how I came up with that.
That's what's up, man. I just had to ask. I'm sitting there looking like, where in the world? Everything has everything
Yeah,
has some kind
yeah.
of meaning behind it. You know, I'm gonna leave that alone because somebody's gonna actually ask me. So what does? Because when I first started entertainment, I don't know if you heard Dennis Cash when he first introduced me. I kept trying like, dude, and like mind you, I have evolved from that now,
Uh-huh.
but people will still ask me now, what does that mean? not gonna tell you.
Right. You leave that a secret.
Right. I mean, it was really it was personal, and even that evolved personally. But it's definitely interesting the story that you have behind it. Now, what do you actually do? And again, because you mentioned video, what other services do you provide?
I do some photo work. I've done some studio type work with artists, some of Cash's artists.
Right. Shout out to
Um,
Star Makers.
yeah, star makers. Done some of that. Bring out the lights and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Get the artists all glammed up,
Right.
and we take some real nice professional
The
shots.
photo shoots and
So
stuff.
some good photo shoots. I've also done wedding photography as well. So we do video, wedding photography, and video.
Mm-hmm.
And I also do some audio production as well.
Okay.
So production, mixing, recording. Um, those are my three focus areas.
Right.
Try not to spread myself too thin
Right.
because it's hard to stay on top of everything.
Right. Yeah, I
You know,
understand that.
you gotta maintain your professionalism. At all times when you're dealing with different people.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to stay as sharp as you can. You don't want to dilute your brand or the services that you offer.
Right.
You don't want to have 100 things on your menu.
Right, right. Now you mentioned the music videos, and I mean we got time little time for a break, but as I was mentioning earlier as I was introducing you, people really don't understand what it takes to really put a music video together. Produce, not just put it together because there's a lot that goes into it,
Right.
but from a video standpoint, what goes and what kind of work goes into producing a music video?
Music video. You gotta kind of understand the vision. You gotta get a good feel for the song.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna talk to the artist, manager, that type of thing to really understand what the song is about to get a good story.
Right.
Um, from there, you can get real formal with it, and you can do, a treatment, what
Mm-hmm.
we call a treatment. You can do a storyboard, break everything out, and get all the scenes that you need to get to
Right.
make that video complete. Now that's a real formal, scripted, version of putting together a video,
Mm-hmm.
which is really the preferential way to go because each step of the way exactly what needs to take place
Mm-hmm.
so that there's no time wasted. Everybody knows exactly what's going on at any given time,
Right.
any given point in time during that process.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of videos fall apart is that you don't really have a concept tight from beginning to end,
Right.
and it's just a bunch of random shots. It don't really tell a story,
Right.
or it doesn't really convey what the song is about.
Right. I must say, now I've seen that. I don't know. I always tell people when I listen to music or I watch TV, I watch a little bit differently than everybody else, and I guess mainly because I am in the business. Regardless, I always tell people it doesn't matter whether you're, you know, 5 star, A-lister, or you still on the, small business, grassroots kind of thing. You really have to pay attention, especially if you plan on even getting up to,
Right.
the A-list or whatever. You want to make sure that you are able to identify, like you said, again, even when it comes down to taking a selfie,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the right lighting. Somebody said it don't really matter. Honestly, again, like you said, to a trained eye, if my tie, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I almost got like again. I didn't make a big deal out of it, but my tie was wrong on the, and it irked me. Like I'm like, oh my god, did I actually take that picture? But you look at some of these major artist videos out right now. I mean, right now, you to you, who is the best major artist? I mean, major video producer out right now.
um, I've seen quite a few videos. I'm not sure who the directors are,
Mm-hmm.
but I know there's a lot of talent coming out of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a lot of work. And again, I don't have any specific directors,
Right.
but it seems like there's a lot of creativity coming out of Atlanta.
Right.
Of course, New York has always had, stronghold New York and LA. But there is a level of talent that that we haven't seen that we're seeing independently.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the major labels,
Right.
because you can get a crew together real easy
Right.
nowadays. And all you need is a little DSLR camera, and you can make a professional quality video.
Right.
So um, I know that didn't really answer the question, but
I mean that no, I understand, but I mean, again, when you talk about the concept of videos, I was gonna say, I've seen some music videos out, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, the song is about this, but when you watch the video, it's a whole different concept.
right,
So how do I put this together? You know, I mean, without, of course, feeding into certain um
cliches and
right,
stereotypes and that type
right,
of thing.
yeah.
Right,
Everybody's doing, I guess some people are just creative that way, and
right,
so But I mean, I really understand what you're saying when you talk about how to put stuff together, even because it also turns into a stage show. You have a stage show, your song is about this, but you come out, my song is about love,
hmm,
but I got people coming out looking like street fighters. It's like, well,
right.
wait a minute. This makes no sense.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? Okay, I think you got a couple decent looking people up there,
right.
but what am I looking at?
Yeah, and that's another important factor. Even if you're just doing like a performance type video,
Mm-hmm.
where you don't have a story, you're just performing. You definitely want to make sure you're still playing the part and everybody looks the part,
Mm-hmm.
because, like you said, when you listen to the song and you see the characters, you like one of these people don't belong here, you
Right,
know.
right, right,
So yeah, definitely, as far as some pointers, for some people who want to do their own homegrown videos, just really put together a bullet list of
mm-hmm,
things that you absolutely have to have in the video,
right,
so that the artist knows, you're not wasting your time, running from here to there, um, trying to put together a video,
right,
because as much as you want to save on the funds
right,
when it comes to putting together a video, um, you don't want to waste anybody's time either.
right.
You know.
'Cause then you want to say, somebody said, then you all of a sudden you disappointed because nobody wants to. Why don't nobody want to watch my video?
Right.
Nobody's respecting it. I don't get no views on YouTube, and of course you can get paid for views on YouTube.
Yeah, you can. You can.
I'm about to say, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, I just set up our account. So, if that was to happen, hey, whatever way we can support this business, the business be supported. We all for it. But I tell you what, we're gonna go to commercial break because that is honestly important to me. Like I said, I've seen some videos out, and it's like, wow, what were you thinking? I know I'm not thinking about it, going to continue to think about it because then I forget about the commercial break. This is Cleveland Inspirations. I have Vino Cleezy. Tell you, I don't know. I think 'cause I'm thinking about. You ever heard that? What's that? Crowley. You ever watch the TV show Supernatural?
Nah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a TV guy.
Oh wow. Okay, well I have Mark Crowell, aka Vino Cleezy from Vino Cleezy Productions live in the studio with me. When we come back, I'm actually going to we're going to change the conversation because he's also a IT professional, which, like you said, it does feed into the work that he does with video production. So we're going to talk to him about that when we come back from commercial break. So stay tuned. This is Cleveland Inspiration. I'm your host, Mr. Yancey. Stay tuned. I must say I would have offered you some water, but you already have water.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I've watched a lot of music videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, um, I think for me, that gives me a reason to turn the channel.
Well, yeah. And I was gonna say, even if you might even slightly like the song, you're like, turned off by the video because it just is not a good match.
Right, right.
You
I
know.
think I can't really. So well, I know they said Kanye, his videos are always very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else does some interesting videos? I think right now I'm kind of coming up short on that because I don't really watch music videos like
You know,
I used
I
to.
watch them, but it's like the director is not really the focal point.
Right, right.
Is like there was an era probably like in the '90s. You know, when Benny Boom,
Mm-hmm.
um, who else?
X.
Yep, the who's out in L.A. was doing all the videos. Um, I can't even think of them, but you knew the directors.
Right,
Then
right, right,
it's like now the artist is completely overshadowed the director.
right. And see, I know then again because I've done television, and I don't know. You ever heard that song? Well, everybody listens to different music, but that song called "Try Me."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you ever seen that music video?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see something wrong with that music video?
That little girl.
Well, not
No,
her, but no. You saw? Did you see how it started?
yeah,
Why? But they did it twice. Why would you?
right.
It's like, hold on. So you're gonna start out with the name of the company, then you're gonna go. I mean, they're gonna do that. I mean, that makes sense. But then, as the video starts, they do it again. It's
Yeah,
like, wait a minute, didn't I
yeah.
just see
Somebody,
that?
somebody, somebody messed up on the edit there.
Like, didn't I just see that? Why am I seeing this again?
Right.
You know, and again, that's why I said I watch again. The song is cool,
Mm-hmm.
but from a professional standpoint, I'm like, who let that get past?
Right. Right. Nobody did any quality assurance, quality control.
Right. I mean, but it was of course it was a hood video,
Yeah,
but
it was
you
straight hood.
know. And then yeah, the little kid that you, yeah, I saw that too. I was just, but I just kind of watch stuff a little bit differently. Like, wow, so they had two title slates back to back, or three in a row, and it was the same one. So like, okay, you know what? Maybe they're trying to push a message or something. I don't know. I think.
Yeah, trying to get as many plugs in.
Right. That's his name, Ernest Williams. Young guy.
Mm.
That's the one that had a stroke.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Young
Yeah,
guy.
young and healthy.
Yeah, and had a stroke.
Man.
You would never believe it. And we are back. We are back. This is Cleveland Inspirations. I am your host, Mr. Yancey. And I have Mark Crowell. I think, yeah. Again, I'm just like, I am,
That's cool.
yeah, I'm just like so conscious about that. Because I'll put it this way. I had to go out today and take care of some business. And I don't know why is it how people manage to misspell my last name. But somebody, now mind you, it's everybody. If you follow me, and I don't mention this very often, but I do have a Facebook page for Mr. Yancey. So if you ever want to go and follow me, or like my page or something like that, I do have a page specifically on Facebook for Mr. Yancey, separate from my Facebook page. Anytime I'm on a location or on a scene, whatever, or I take pictures in the studio, whatever, you can go to Mr. Yancey on Facebook or just look for Mr. Yancey 18. Again, all how you say you got to set it up to where
Hmm.
you can't forget. It's Mr. Yancey 18 on Facebook if you want to type in facebook.com/Mr. Yancey 18. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Yancey 18. But everybody, if you either follow me on Facebook or like me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter, you know my last name is spelled Yancey.
Pretty straightforward.
Not really. Somebody spelled my last name Wancey. And
Where did W come from?
I was like, hold on, what? What were you thinking? And then I think about it because when you say when people hear why, why ask why?
Right.
So they start off with a
With the
W.
W. Oh,
I was like, oh, and maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm making an excuse. Maybe I'm just making an excuse for him, but it's quite interesting, you know. But anyway, I just thought that was quite. That's why I'm like really particular about names and stuff, and I feel bad if I mispronounce somebody's name because you know.
well, hey, I was called Croswell for a month straight.
But there's no S in your
There's
name.
no S in my name.
God, how do you reconstruct? Anyway, back distracted. Anyway, I have Mark Crowell, aka Vino Cleezy, in the studio with me, from Vino Cleezy Productions, and we've been talking about the work that he's done with video and photography and music videos and all that good stuff. But now I want to talk about something a little different because again, even with as far as the video programs you use, it really takes a trained person to know how to work these programs. A person can't just, well, I want to be a video director, or well, I want to edit audio, and so you go and download a program, and you have no idea what you're doing. You're seeing all these icons, like, okay, if I click this, what's going to happen? Oh no, that's not what I wanted,
Right.
you know. But even before you even get to the program, there's somebody that has to actually come up with that program,
Right.
and be able to test it and all that good stuff. So that way, when it comes out, now you have what you have, as far as software or as a program. So now you can do whatever work that you need to do. And so, you mentioned IT. How did you get in? Well, you mentioned you going to Norfolk State, but
Right.
do you work in IT now?
I do. I do work in IT. I'm a consultant, and what that means is I don't actually fix computers. Like I don't take your computer and look at it and say, "Hey, this is wrong with it."
Mm-hmm.
We actually work with medium to large size businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and we do all of their IT, what we call infrastructure.
Okay.
So when I know there's a lot of people who work in various office environments.
Right.
So when your computer is able to get to a file, or you're able to share things with another, another colleague, another coworker,
Mm-hmm.
that is all going through a network.
Right.
Um, that communication, happens over a lot of different little things behind the scenes that you don't necessarily see.
Right.
But when it doesn't work, you know,
Right. Yeah.
that's when you guys come to look at us to get it resolved and get it straightened out.
Right. Right. And I mean, I'm not as far as you are right now. I mean, I'm in school. Then again, I'm not even in school for IT. I'm in school for software. Because my thing is, I mean, I guess I guess I'm more of I'm just a developer. I'm more a developer. I don't want to fix anything either.
Right. I know the feeling.
Right. I mean, I would like I mean, I'll develop it, and test whatever. But if your computer go down, or you got to hit that. What's that? Is it F2 that you got to hit when it comes on? Is it F12?
Or F8.
Yeah.
Just to get in
When
recovery.
right, or when it first comes on and you got to hit a certain button to get into
What is it,
the
BIOS?
BIOS.
Well,
There
yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
Well, yeah. Delete F2. It depends on the the
Yeah.
manufacturer, but yeah.
Yeah. So they see that's the part I ain't trying to go through
Yeah,
all that.
you can really mess your machine up if you go digging around in the BIOS and you don't know you don't know what you're
Right.
doing.
Well, what if I take
How about I reset this?
right? Yeah. But I mean, again, it's definitely I'm learning quite a bit about it in school, and um, it definitely takes some time, to understand how to do that. Now, um, I guess because I'm trying to see because it's a couple of different ways we can approach IT, but what would you say um, is the one industry that really depends on or needs an IT professional?
Well, um, this is more of an entry level type of scenario, but I guess you can liken it to a call center. You're always going to have a need to, for basic things like a password reset,
Right.
a maybe some lightweight troubleshooting.
Right.
On my computer, my computer is locked up, is not responding. I'm clicking the mouse,
Right.
I'm hitting the keyboard, and nothing is happening. Those simple type of things. Where a help desk personnel is going to tell you, just hold the power button, find the power button, hold it in until the
Mm-hmm.
computer shuts off. Okay, let it rest for a second, and then hit the power button, power it back up. Let's make sure everything comes back up right.
Right.
Um, that is a very high demand. Unfortunately, it's entry level, so it doesn't come with the big dollar amounts that the more higher profile
Mm-hmm.
IT careers come with, but you can work your way up.
Right.
You learn the organization, you learn their infrastructure, their environment. You learn to support different aspects of the company,
Right.
um, which lends itself to you being able to move yourself up. If you get some certifications like a Windows 8 certification,
Mm-hmm.
um, it gives you more visibility,
Right.
and it lets the people who you're working for, lets them know that you're serious about your IT training, and actually wanting to move up and learn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually a good place to start. So I look at it as more of a call center, but you have more of a focused technical
Right. Right.
perspective.
But not only that, though. Again, somebody say, okay, well, why would I get into this? I mean, pursue a position like this, or pursue, yeah, some type, yeah, pursue IT work. But honestly, an IT professional is really important
Yeah,
to any business, because while other people are worried about, again, just say like medical field,
hmm,
they're really worried about, they're more focused on helping the patient and
right,
making sure, we get do things in a timely manner. Even like what we talked about earlier in regards to strokes, But then again, even with that remote access that they do from the stroke unit and the mobile stroke unit and the doctors, that takes IT, because who's to
right.
say that video feed doesn't go down and somebody's got to get that back up.
Yeah, and there's probably a lot of different hands in that.
Right.
The the networking aspect, the actual video feed
Mm-hmm.
itself. On both sides, on the doctor's side,
Mm-hmm.
and in the actual
The mobile unit.
mobile unit.
Right.
So you got a lot of IT going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those are more specialized, and some of those are just general.
Right.
Like you've got the you've got the feed coming back to the doctor that he can see. It might be just something as simple as you setting up the camera
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that the camera is working.
Right.
Or it could be as detailed or you know in depth as we lost our satellite feed for
Mm.
for this camera.
Right.
Who do we talk to? How do we get it back online?
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. So there's a lot of latitude in there when you're talking about IT. Um, IT covers a lot of ground.
Right.
You know, you've got people who, like you said, software developers. Um, that's one particular aspect of IT.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't necessarily mean you know about fixing computers.
Don't want to.
Which it can be laborious at
Right.
times, but it is a necessary evil in IT. The computer is going to break at some point.
I just want to develop apps, apps and programs.
Right.
If it don't work, I'm calling you.
Call me. We'll get you squared away.
Right. Hey, I developed this app. For some reason, this computer is not accepting it. What needs to be done?
Right.
It's not
You
running
know,
properly on this computer, but
is the computer powerful enough to handle the app?
right,
You got to be able to determine where the point of failure is,
right,
and to be able to do it quickly and to have solutions to be able to resolve that issue.
right,
Because if you can't work, somebody's not getting paid.
right, right,
You know,
right.
and in IT, it all comes down to money. If something's not working in that chain, the money stops flowing.
Right. About say, oh, excuse me. But I mean, and of course, you mentioned that, um, and I don't know if I really want to explore it like this because then somebody gonna all of a sudden set up a business like, yeah, I can do this. But even down to cell phones,
Hmm.
and tablets, in some ways, we all can be some have some slight IT, knowledge because like, okay, if I go to the settings, now of course again we're not talking about BIOS, but
Hmm.
if we go into the settings of a computer and oh, hold on, why is my Wi-Fi not working? Well, did you turn on
Exactly. Is
the
it turned on?
right? That's not just it's not an automatic connection. Of course, if you can set your computer that you can set a device to do that,
Right.
it automatically connects. But and so for some people it's a security thing.
Right.
Well, I don't want everybody. I don't want to just connect to anybody's network and they start stealing my information. That's
Yeah, that
IT.
is IT.
Right.
I mean, the phones nowadays are real, little computers.
Mhm.
They perform the same functionality that a full blown computer does,
Mhm.
except it's a little limited in the horsepower that it has.
Right. Right.
But I mean, you can bring up an internet browser
Mhm.
and you can surf the web. You can stream music. You can stream videos.
Right.
You can do everything a desktop computer can do with a little phone.
Right.
So yeah, it is a computer. You
But
know.
and just on the side note, and I'm not going to call any names, but at the same time, it's still necessary. Kind of going back to the video aspect of what you do. You like you said, it is limited. So don't think because you shoot a video or do some, or you think, oh my goodness, this looks good. Now I want to go and share it, but it won't go so far
Right.
because but I want to edit it because I had somebody that came to me one day and was like, yeah, I got to get this video in by this amount of time. Can you help me? We've been up all night long trying to finish it, and I was like, well, first of all, where is it? It's on a tablet. They shot the video on a tablet,
Okay.
called themselves going to edit it on a tablet, and then,
Yeah.
and then they were going to upload it to YouTube. But the problem was, YouTube only allows, depending on your security features or your licenses, you can only upload but 15. I think it's up to 15
15
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
Right. Now, me personally, for what we do, and of course we're verified and all that, we can do up to 2 hours.
Right.
Well, how do I get to that? You got to know
You
what.
gotta know. Yeah. I mean, you can. There's a setting in there that you can change
Right.
that will allow you to get more time on your YouTube channel for your
Mm-hmm.
videos. But the standard is 15, and they pretty much leave it like that unless you were savvy enough to know how
Right.
to go in and request more bandwidth for your
Right.
for your videos.
Right. But not only that, though, again, like I said, to think that okay, I'm going to record this on a tablet and then I'm going to edit it on a tablet.
Right.
And again, as you just said, those devices, they're good,
They're good.
but they're only good for small purposes. Again, like your vines and your goofy moments and stuff like that.
Right.
But don't tell us, oh, I'm gonna do the 30-minute video.
Not gonna happen.
Right.
You're gonna be severely frustrated trying to edit a video on a tablet.
Right.
You know, they're good for playing video. You know, after it's already
Yeah.
finished, but
Right.
trying to sit there and struggle with the limited amount of horsepower that the tablet has.
Right. Right.
Video, you have to remember, video files are very large,
Right.
and they require a lot, not only a lot of space, but it requires a lot of
RAM.
computing
Right.
horsepower, memory
Right.
to be able to process all of that information.
Right.
You know, so I mean, God bless you if you can edit a video on a tablet, but I'd rather stick with my laptop or my desktop.
Thank you. And again, it's about respecting the profession. Like I said, whether it be IT or IT and video, honestly, it goes beyond just holding a button or
Right.
because again, even for some people that don't know, those videos that you see on YouTube, they do some of those videos are literally shot. They shoot them, then they turn around and they go put them on a laptop and all that. I don't know what you call it. I call them cut videos
Mm-hmm.
because they cut from they quick cuts,
Yep.
and it's like I don't think I have the time to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of tedious
Right,
doing quick cuts
right,
because one you have to have a lot of material,
right,
you know, and then when you're going in there chopping everything up, you're looking at little small segments of time on the timeline
mm-hmm,
and keeping everything in order. What did I throw in here, and then you're going all the way back to the beginning.
right,
I mean, you really have to have a good game plan if you're going to be doing those quick edit videos.
right,
Where you're
right,
jumping from scene to scene like every second. You
right.
know,
I mean, for me, even though I say you got to know what your strengths are. That's not my strength. Now I could do a TV show. I can give you your transitions, your phase.
right,
I can give you your title slate. I can give you your captions. I can do all of that. You know,
right.
I can put video and audio, but I'm gonna need at least 10 to 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like you said, even with a music video, like you said, you have a lot of material
Oh
that
yeah.
you have to work with. And that's still some people still understand. Like, how in the world does it take 2 to 3 weeks to work on a 5-minute video, but y'all was shooting for 2 to 3 days?
Yeah, because you got a lot of material that you got to go through,
Mm-hmm.
and whittle down into your final edits.
Right.
So, I mean, I, so, like some of the videos I've done with Cash. I mean, we literally sat there for like 7-8 hours straight
Right.
editing the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're talking
you
about.
know, eyes glazing over,
Right.
getting dry, and and those are actually relatively simple videos.
Mm-hmm.
Where we just tape each take all the way from the beginning to the end, so that when we sync everything up,
Right.
we don't have to sync up, you know, 60 little individual clips. We just sync everything up from the beginning to the end,
Mm-hmm.
sync it up with the audio.
Right.
Then we go in there and trim out, what we don't want, and we keep what we want.
Right.
Piece everything together, and it comes together. I mean, that's like I said, 7-8 hours is not uncommon.
Right. Well, just know, and I kind of look back on it now, and I respect the person. I really do have a genuine respect for him. But it was just funny because they called me. I got a phone call about 11 o'clock, and they asked me about doing the try to clean it up for them.
Mm-hmm.
And after I saw what it was, I was like, God, wow! It was a 30-minute video,
Oh wow!
and it had to be in 11:59 that night. And unfortunately, for what they did. Now again, I have the program to do it, but they were trying to do it on their own, and I ended up having to reshoot the video, and then they had to get a video program to edit it. But you know how some of these programs are, they're free,
Right.
and with free comes what? A watermark.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm telling you, as long as I've been in this business, I don't think I've ever seen a watermark as big as that one I
Oh
saw.
wow.
I
They were making sure that you knew what it was edited on,
I,
huh?
I looked, I was like, because they called me back. They's like, yeah, um, Mr. Yancey, I did the video, and I went to upload it, but it's this big writing on it, and I was like, and I'm well, it said some writing. I'm thinking, it's something small, maybe in the corner or something like that.
Mhm.
Man, when I pulled up the video, I was like, wow. I don't know who's gonna watch this because I was trying to be nice. I didn't. I ain't glad I didn't get a chance to see it, so I had to podcast. I think I might go back and apologize because I was a little premature with my evaluation. Or at least from what I was looking at, because I'm thinking about from what I saw from the video they showed me, and then I went and actually looked at the video and I was like, oh my goodness. So this is what, and it was supposed to be going to a major place. I was like,
Oh
okay,
wow.
I'm praying to God they don't pay attention to this because this was some serious stuff. But again, you live, you learn.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
you some things you just gotta leave to the professionals because
Yeah.
you put your time in, you put your work in, you have the knowledge to do something like that. So you know
Right.
that's the reason why again Vino Cleezy Productions exists because you well, I mean, again, I don't know if you still go by that, that say, I'm gonna do the best. If you trust me,
Now, yeah, I've moved on beyond that. I can do the job.
right,
Um, got a lot of uh, music videos under my belt. Got a lot of weddings, so high pressure situations. You know, I can handle it.
right. Well, I tell you what, see, and that's why I tell people, well, see, you in the studio, so it'd be different. Somebody else on the phone, like, oh my God, he still got me on the phone. I got a phone call to make. You're in the studio. We're gonna go to a commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna finish up our conversation with Mark. Oh God, and that's why I'll be trying not to forget it. Um, you just say it 7 times, you remember. Not right now. Vino Cleezy is live in the studio with me, and we're gonna talk more with him when we come back. And of course, we still have give you some updates of what's going on in the community. So stay tuned. This is Cleveland Inspiration. I'm your host, Mr. Yancey. We'll be right back. Oh, I didn't move it? Did I move it? Did I move it? Oh, I did not. And we are back. We are back. This is Cleveland Inspirations. I'm your host, Mr. Yancey, and I am joined live in the studio by Mark Crowell from Vino Cleezy Productions. I don't, you just got to forgive me. I'll send you
Nah,
a
that's
gift
fine.
basket or something. I'll send you a sympathy card or something, brother. I apologize. But no, we have Vino Cleezy Productions live in the studio. We've been talking again, having a great conversation in regards to video production, um, IT work, and all of that good stuff, because like I said, these are behind the scenes, the things that the people that make certain events happen or bring them to life. I always look at like the especially with sports. You ever watch sports and you see the instant replays and all this
Right,
stuff? It's
right,
like, who the heck is back there doing this?
right.
It's so quick, and then you gotta, the guy you got. I mind just even the communication. Somebody in the headphones will get this
Mm-hmm.
shot and get that shot and get this
Yep.
shot.
Camera 9, camera 10, camera 7.
Right.
Cut. Get this shot.
And then you
Yep.
go in I guess you would call it command center, and you see about what 30 TVs in
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah. You see a whole wall of TVs,
Right,
and that's every camera that they have for that event.
right. And somebody is literally sending. Well, it's not one person. There's
No,
about 4 5 people in
yeah,
there
it's
sometimes.
a good team, nice sized team. People, somebody on the mixer
Right.
that's actually cutting from shot to shot, and then there's somebody calling
Mhm.
for this shot. Get a close up on this.
Right.
Um, so yeah, it's a pretty big production. When you see a live event, especially a sporting event.
Right. And you see them quick, and then you got to do like I said, the quick productions. Cause then you will literally just see a shot being made, and then as you go to commercial break, you're seeing that shot
Exactly.
again. It's like, wait a minute, it just happened,
Right.
But again, maybe that's just me. I'm very inquisitive like that. I have questions about everything, and I always wonder. I don't know. Somebody said, well, I mean, I'm one of the kind of people that would be a great thing for me to go and visit a command center one day.
Right.
Everybody's like, well, don't you want to go to this game? No. I want to go behind the scenes and actually see how in the world are they producing these, not just the game, but like I said, you have the different highlights and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You go through and it's like, man, it's very interesting. But I want to talk to you again. Well, now I'm going to get to because I couldn't. Well, get to the video back to the video work because I met you doing the Rock the Mic 4 talent showcase work or how you call it Rock the Mic 4 workshop and talent showcase. Somebody say you got to say it like that because if you don't, somebody like, oh, I just can go and perform. No,
No.
you have to learn. Then you perform. Oh man, well I already know what to do, man. No, you don't even come. You wait till you go back to school. You keep your day job because you have no. Okay, not that's being me. No, in all seriousness, in all seriousness, it was definitely a great event. So, I mean, let me just ask you that. What did you think about that event?
It was really a good event. I mean, I learned a lot
Mm-hmm.
just being there. Some of the panel members, big, industry, A&Rs, that type of
Right.
thing. Guys had a lot of, a lot of important input
Mm-hmm.
to give to the artists.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just, showing up and puffing out your chest. This is what I've done, and you know these guys have a lot of accolades in the industry,
Right.
but they were there to give their knowledge
Mm-hmm.
to help these artists get a start in the game.
Yeah, and honestly, to see. Well, again, I was not behind the camera. I was actually in front of the camera.
And
But
did a good job too on
really,
the hosting. Yeah, oh
wow.
yeah, yeah.
I'm okay. Thank you. I don't know. I'm honest like that. I don't. I do my job. But I appreciate it. Somebody told me you have to learn how to accept compliments. Accept compliments. Thank you.
Not a problem.
But I mean, honestly, for me, it was really about educating those young people on, no different than what we're talking about as far as video work and IT, what it really takes to get into the business and to be successful. Because you get in, but are you gonna stay in?
Right.
How long you gonna be here? Are you here today, gone tomorrow? You want them popcorn artists? Yeah, I'm hot. No, I'm not.
Right.
I mean, and I do this sometimes as well. Because you can go and find out people's net worths and how much money people making and stuff like that.
Right.
And I go and I punch their name in, and nothing comes up. It's like, oh, okay. So you only had one song, did you? And you're now what? Okay. But I mean, it was definitely a great event. Now, and again, like I said, from the camera point of view, you know, I mean, what kind of preparation? I think that's the best question to ask. What kind of preparation goes into preparing for an event like that, or even better, or even a live concert for that matter?
Well, there's a lot of mental preparation, um, especially if you're the only camera person.
Right.
So, I'm toting around two cameras. I got to be aware of what's going on with the camera that I'm not manning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's basically just a wide shot that's getting everything that's on the stage. So I got to know with the camera that I'm moving around with that, hey, I need to get close ups of this. I need to get close ups of that, so that it is a more intriguing video.
Right.
You don't want to just see static shots
Mm-hmm.
of the artist and them, performing. That's going to give you movement there, but you also want to be able to zoom in, get close ups,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, zoom out, pan, to keep the artist in, because a lot of those artists were moving.
Right.
They were,
Right.
they were moving around the stage, and it was kind of hard to keep up with them a little bit. But it is a lot of mental preparation that goes into it. Just kind of understanding what the event is going to be about,
Right. Right.
first of all, and then I got the equipment concerns, making sure that all my batteries are charged, making sure that I got enough room on my on the memory cards,
Right.
making sure that all of my equipment is optimized and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So when the time comes, I'm ready to go. I can't, because I can't yell cut.
Right.
It's not a music
Hold
video.
on. Wait a minute.
Hold
Wait a minute. I
on.
think my battery. I think the red light is not on that camera. Let me go.
Exactly.
Don't perform. Don't say nothing else. Let me go set this camera up. Okay, and go.
Right. No, there's none of that. So you got to be ready to go when Mr. Yancey gets up on the stage and announces the first artist.
Right.
You got to be in motion,
Right.
already in motion.
And see, I try to stay in one place. I don't know, depending on how I feel. It all depends on how I feel. But that I mean, again, the folk being in focus, is important.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, and I'm not focused. Of course, you don't want to be blurry,
Right.
but I'm just saying, being able to keep your subject, right there in the camera,
In the frame. Yep.
right? Because like some people, because I'm forever watching something, you see people, the camera be all over the place. It's like, why am I watching this video? I have no idea what I'm watching.
Yeah,
Is this America's Funniest Home Video?
feels like like you're on a roller coaster ride.
Right.
Like somebody strapped a GoPro on them and you take a roller coaster
Right.
ride. It's like, nah, the talent dictates the movement,
Hmm.
not you with the camera. You want to stand still and let the talent do what they do,
Right.
and yeah, you're gonna move with them when they move, and you might have to make some adjustments to back out if you've zoomed in too far,
Hmm.
to keep them in frame. That's most important. You want to keep them in frame, and you want to make them look as the best they possibly can,
Right.
given your equipment that you have available. So
And not only that, the perception, when it's all said and done, because everything, it doesn't matter whether you are, Mr. Yancey on stage hosting, or, you're you behind, you're Vino Cleezy behind the camera, it's all about selling a product. It's all about promoting. And you always want people to be able to come back and say, hey, I like that.
Yep.
Like you said, when you first started, hey, I like that. Can you come do this? And if you don't really put the time and the effort into, what you're trying to sell, I'm hoping you're selling something. You're not just doing it just because.
Right.
But if you really want to be successful and continue to work, then you really have to put the time and the effort into it. And like, I know I said it earlier, and I don't have anything against. I'm not saying don't shoot your selfies, and I ain't gonna lie to you. If you're gonna shoot these videos, they end up on World Star, and I'm just
Turn the camera. Turn the camera horizontal like this.
right,
That's first of all.
right,
We don't want to see a squished up vertical shot of whatever it is.
right,
That's my biggest pet peeve about cell phone video.
right,
Is that it just doesn't it's not appealing when the when the video is vertical and squished and you really can't see what's going on.
right. See, I'm that kind of person. I will turn my own phone to see if it looks better, but then it doesn't never look better. Uh-oh, hold on. Wow, I think I accidentally pushed the button.
Uh-oh.
I think oh shoot, I think I'm praying to God that somebody did not hear all that. Yeah, I think I went and played a whole song through
Oh, really?
I just realized that, like, whoa, wait a minute. I think I accidentally hit the button, and somebody probably thought, oh man, it must have been on commercial. No, I do apologize for whoever was listening. That was not a commercial break.
I just got a text about that too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, we
wow.
got somebody tuning in. And they were like, commercials are playing over you.
Yeah, that I sincerely apologize. That was not. That's the thing
Hey,
about live radio. What?
that's technology, you know.
Yeah, I sincerely apologize for whoever was tuning in. That was not my well, I put it this way, we got the main interview out the way. This is all extra. How you say this is bonus footage?
Bonus footage, yeah.
Right. So yeah, go back and listen to from 7:30 to 8:30. That's where you get all your good information at. Anything after 8:30, well, at least up until now, just enjoy the commercials and the music. Yeah, it's okay. It was a great song anyway. It was from Chris Tomlin. It's a great gospel song. So yeah. So if you are listening to those great commercials and you, oh man, and that's why you watch us on UStream. Because if you was watching us on UStream, you wouldn't have heard not one commercial.
Right.
So now you got somebody like, "Wow, what in the world were they saying?" Go to our UStream video. It'll be posted on our YouTube page, YouTube, WHTP Radio Network on YouTube. Yeah, but that's crazy. See that's why again you gotta stay focused. While I'm talking about being focused in your product, that thing again. But that's why in most radio stations they have a producer too. It's kind of different doing two things at the same time. Again, you know what that's like.
Right. Oh yeah, you got to wear many hats all at the same time.
Right. And hope one of them don't accidentally fall off or get
Exactly.
tilted. Because,
Yep.
like, oh, are you sure you are? Well, I was right before that commercial came on. But no, God, I'm trying to get back to where we were at. Well, yeah, we was talking about again how people are shooting videos, and honestly, it's really, I mean, if you really don't care about what you're putting out there, then that's fine.
Right.
You go for it and you say, okay, well, I'm just going to do what it is because I want to capture a moment or whatever. That's fine. But if you're really trying to do something serious, if you really want somebody to respect, what you're doing, then and like I said, if you're attempting to make money doing it,
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know, then you want to make sure that you are producing a quality product, that you are putting the time and effort into, the editing process, the
yeah, and you want to you know you want to try to visualize as much as you can what the final product is going to look like.
Right.
And that gives you a better perspective when you're actually, in the process of filming and, getting your footage
Mhm.
because you know what you're in. You kind of got to get an idea what you want the end result to look like. So you know what to capture and how to capture it and to make sure that, your zooms and your pans are on point.
Right. Right. Right.
And, one of the more important aspects of it that we didn't talk about is the audio.
Mhm.
you know, for that Rock the Mic 4, I made sure I plugged into the, you know, into the into the mixer
Right.
so that I can get the live audio.
Mhm.
Because getting the audio out of the air is kind of hit or miss.
Right. You are not lying about that. You are not lying about that.
The quality might not be there, even though the performances were good, and you can hear everything. It's just you're in a big open space,
Right.
and sound is bouncing all around. That camera is not going to pick up the detail that you need um, to convey, to bring that song across as best as it can be presented.
Right.
So I always plug into the soundboard and make sure I get a live feed, and that's what I sync everything up with. And it's also good to sync up your different camera angles with too.
Right. Right. Like I said, now I actually had a chance to see a couple of videos that you did for that event on the Rock the Mic 5 website.
Right.
Dennis Cash put that on there. Well, a couple of artists, I believe they're going with this, to perform out there. I
Right.
think.
I believe so. Yeah.
Right. So, but and of course, when people say, "Well, wow, how am I supposed to see your work?" Again, we're gonna, like I said, we got more than one way to find out. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna we're gonna promote it more than one time. But
Definitely.
no, it is definitely essential to make sure that you are paying attention to everything. I've seen, and I've seen that as well. You watch videos, and and although people crack jokes about it, the whole Chinese
Oh, out of sync.
right. The talking
Yeah.
is here, the mouth is doing
Right.
this, and then all of a sudden here comes the voice. It's like, or the voice is first, and then comes the. It's like, wait a minute. Are you sure he said that? I don't think his mouth just said that.
Right.
But that again, it happens. Like I said, no different than it happened. It happened during this broadcast. It was not intentional, but it happens to the best of us. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's just a matter of bouncing back and make sure you pay attention and make sure that again just continue to study because no, as I say with anything, nobody's ever perfect. There's always something to learn.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
it's always some kind of perfection, especially again with talking about video editing or any audio editing. There's always new programs coming out that gives you a whole different definition. Like wow, I can do this with that program and or but
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's these applications now. They got a lot of features in them.
hmm
It used to be just a basic editor.
right,
With some simple titling, that type of thing, and some basic transitions. Some dissolves or you know, maybe a little fancy page turn or something. But now, I mean, you can do um, like with Adobe After Effects, you can do a whole you know visual Hollywood effects like you know fire,
mm,
explosions. I mean, you can do really professional style work with some of these applications that are out now. So they're very powerful.
hmm
So pick something, work with it. Give yourself an opportunity to learn the tool,
hmm
um, and to develop some a really professional, polished product. That's what people want to see, especially if they're paying for it.
right,
They want to see a polished product, um, and they want it to they want it to stand out in their mind. So
right,
one thing, your reputation carries you a long way in this industry. Um, all it takes is one dissatisfied client, and you know you're not working anymore.
Right.
So always make sure that you maintain your integrity. Make sure that you, um, if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to be there at a certain time, be there at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of your customer, and your customer will take care of you by not only giving you funding for that event, but these people also have contacts and connections who also are looking for work.
Right.
So make sure that you maintain your integrity and make sure that you do what you say you're going to do and deliver.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, as time slowly starts to wind down, well, ain't slowly no more, but how can people find out more about Vino Cleezy Productions?
You can get at me on my YouTube page. So that's Vino Cleezy. All of my branding is Vino Cleezy. VinoCleezy. So on YouTube, you can get me Vino Cleezy. On Twitter, you
Mm-hmm.
can get me Vino Cleezy. Um, you can also get at me on LinkedIn if you're looking for more professional or IT type of mentoring or whatever. My last name is Crowell, Crowell. First name Mark, Mark, and I'm on LinkedIn pretty much every day,
Mm.
so you can get me there as well.
Okay, I say that's something different. I know that's more of a network, and I try my best. I ain't gonna lie to you and tell you I'm on LinkedIn. I get connections all the time. I think I may be up to 50 now. I think.
And it's a good platform for just more professional type of networking.
Right.
Not not industry specific, but you can find pretty much in any industry
Mm-hmm.
on LinkedIn, and you can establish connections and communicate with people who might be influential in helping you get where you're trying to go.
Right.
Also, you also have to have something to offer as well. You don't just be a taker. Um, you know, with your hand out. Offer somebody help, assistance. Can I help you in some kind of way?
Mm-hmm.
And people remember that.
Right. Well, there you go. That's how you get in touch with Vino Cleezy Productions, Mark Crowell.
And I also have a website too, vinocleezy.com.
Right. I'm about to say, are you on Facebook? Yeah, I think
I'm on Facebook. Yeah,
you're on Facebook.
Vino Cleezy on Facebook.
That's what. No wonder I couldn't find you. No wonder. I was looking for. I was looking.
Yeah,
See, I'm.
I don't have a personal Facebook page. I got a Vino Cleezy Productions Facebook page.
Let's see. Now watch how easy this happens now. Cause I had no idea. I'm seeing. Mind you, I use my real name, or of course, like I said, I have a professional Facebook now. But let's see. Um, yeah, I'll do stuff live on the air. I don't care. Mind you, that way people know like, what? How in the world did you? When did you do that? When I was on the air. So, come on. There we go. Let's see. Uh, oh, well, that's it. That's not it. Okay. Um,
Try Vino Cleezy Productions.
let's try that. Let's try that. Oh, gotta have Vino Cle 1 2 EZY. Let's see. No, it does not. I typed in all of it, and it still didn't come up. Okay. Well, go to Vino Cleezy. Was it VinoCleezyProductions.com?
I'm not really on Facebook that much anyway.
Oh,
So
okay. Hey, that makes sense.
yeah, definitely Twitter is a good way to get at me. Definitely, I'm on YouTube all the time. I'm always posting up new videos.
Okay.
You know, from around the city, different events that I go to. I'll take a little clip and post it up. So that you can see what went on. that type of thing.
Okay, well, then there we go. Go. You said VinoCleezyProductions.com?
Yeah, VinoCleezy.com.
Okay, VinoCleezy.com. There you go. Go there and and follow him there. Cause I'm so again because we have flyers now and we got all this social media on there, and it's not the easiest to try to manage all that, but
Yeah, yeah.
hey, it works. But yeah,